episode I'm gonna be talking about is you should be in the field of entrepreneurship. And the reason I say that for is because you have people out here who have successful side hustles, right? Depending on what it is and what you are passionate about and what you have going for yourself outside of your 9-to-5 job and what have you. And some people are now making more money a day or making more money in a week off their side hustle that they do in a 9-to-5 job and what have you, depending on how much you get paid from that job, right? So this is a great way to now think about, turning your side hustle into a business, right? And I'm going to tell you at least five things to look at to make that decision whether you are ready or not to turn your side hustle into a business and what have you. But other than that, man, y'all tap into episode 21. Yep. Grand rising to all my investors and self out there. You know what it is, man. Thank y'all for tapping into another Invest brand on this Monday. This is officially episode 21. And today's topic I'm going to be talking about is you should be in the field of entrepreneurship. But before I get into the topic, you know what it is, man. If you're watching this playback on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button as you see in the back. Subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also make sure you hit that like button. And if you are listening to this playback on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also make your way over to investbrand.com, man, and join our journey, because the journey of Invest Brand was created for you, only for you, so you can be able to follow us through our journey, so we can be able to show you how to put together your business, how to continue to move forward, and how to just become an entrepreneur in general and what have you, so you can be able to stay motivated and what have you. So that's what's good about, man, following our journey, man, because the journey was created for you so you can be right in behind the scenes right along with us. But other than that, you know what it is, man. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back with the segment Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote, then I explain you what I mean by the quote and what have you. But other than that, man, make sure you tap back in with me. Yep. Welcome back. Thank y'all for tapping in back with me on this Invest Brand Podshow for today. Like I said, man, today episode we're going to be talking about is you should be in the field of entrepreneurship. But before I get into the topic, you know what time it is, man. It's that segment, Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what I mean by the quote. So for all my people out there today, quote is, your reality of the moment isn't going to be the reality that's going to define you. Let me read that one more time just in case you didn't catch it or hear it or didn't understand it. The quote is, your reality of the moment isn't going to be the reality that's going to define you. So basically, it's cut and dry. The quote is cut and dry. We all go through things in life. We all may be going through a tough period in life as of right now, which is your reality. Where you at in life right now is your reality. But don't mistaken that this is going to be your reality that's going to define you, because we all go through trials and tribulations. We all go through things in life, but it isn't a point where it's going to define who you are, because when it's time for you to write the story of your life, right, that's going to be the story that's going to define who you are. It's going to be the ending point of where you at, right? Because it's always going to be a journey in life, especially when you're trying to become a better you, you're trying to get yourself back up. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through hard times. That's part of life. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you if you're going to write reality that's going to define the person who you are. So once again, the reality, what you're going through right now at the moment is just a moment, right? It's just the moment. It's not your defining point of who you are in life. So that's what I mean by the quote. Let me read the quote one more time before I end this segment. Your reality of the moment isn't going to be your reality of the moment isn't going to be the reality that's going to define you. So that's the quote for today. So like I said, man, today, guys, we're gonna be talking about you should be in the field of entrepreneurship. So what's going on with all my entrepreneurs out there? Especially the ones that's thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, the ones that's already in the beginning stages of being an entrepreneur, what have you, right? But the thing about it is, man, we have people out here that's already somewhat of entrepreneurs, right? They already going through the motion of an entrepreneur with having a side hustle. We have a lot of people out here who have side hustles, who make extra income outside of their job and what have you, right? So you are somewhat of an entrepreneur. You somewhat tapped into the field of entrepreneurship, but at the same time, you just haven't made it into a business. It's still a side hustle, right? Whereas you're going to do things a little bit differently when you have it as a side hustle and what have you, right? And that's what the title is basically what it's all about, right? I'm not telling anybody to quit your job, what have you, and become an entrepreneur. What this segment basically means is, I'm going to give you at least 5 things to determine whether you are ready or not to transfer your side hustle over to a business, which is very, very important, especially if you are making enough money on your side hustle to support your bills, support you, and what have you. It may be time for you to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Making that transition over to becoming a business or what have you, which is a different ball game, right? When you're running a business, you have to be dedicated to it. It's got to be something that you want to do every day, especially when you're becoming an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurship isn't a lifestyle, it's a commitment. So you got to be commitment. It's got to be something that you love. You got to be something that you are passionate about. It just can't be something you turning your side hustle to a business and you still treating it like a side hustle, which it doesn't work like that. Now you have to do things to legalize your business, to register your business, to make it legit and what have you. See, when you have a side hustle, you don't really have to, make it look like it's a business and what have you, because when you have a side hustle, right, you basically particularly dealing with people within your community, people around your area or people within your city, right? But once you move it over to a business, right, now you are introducing your side hustle now that is a business to the world. You're introducing to other people that's outside of your area, outside of your community, people that's in other cities. Now you putting it online. Now you making marketing campaigns for this side hustle. Now that you have it as a business, now you definitely have to scale it. So now you have to now think about it in a different mindset and what have you. So that's why it's so important, man. So the first thing, man, to determine whether you want to take your side hustle over to a business now, the first thing is, do you have a sustainable business, right? Do you have a sustainable business? Far as, do you have a business that you see that's going to last you for a long time? Do you have something that is very marketable? Do you have something that a side hustle that you can scale up to the next level? Do you have something that people? Do you have something that's going to add value to other people? Going to add value to people's life that's outside of your community, or outside of your city. Now you have to market it to other people, that live in other states and what have you. Or is it going to be something that people really going to need and what have you, right? So is this going to be a sustainable business? Now you have to take your side hustle. Now you have to apply business ideas to it, right? Concepts to it, right? Because now you're trying to scale it. Now you want to make sure it's going to be something that you can sustain, because now it is a business. It officially is a business now. So now you got to think as far as a business. So now you have to run it as a business to a point where a side hustle, right? You have a side hustle. You're not really something that you might not be dedicated to every day. It might be something here and there. It might be something that you do a couple times a week and what have you. But now a business, you have to run it every day. So you have to transfer your mindset over to a business mindset. Now you have to become within the mindset of an entrepreneur, right? Because now this is officially it's a business. So you got to make sure you find ways to grow your business now. See, far as when you have a side hustle, you don't have to look for ways to grow your side hustle because now it's just a side hustle. Whether, if you're making this X amount of money from it or not, it's just extra income at the time. It's not something that you're looking to take big time, something you're looking to scale and what have you. So that's the first thing. Do you have a side hustle that's going to be something that's sustainable and you can grow? You can build some business ideas from it and concepts and what have you from it, right? So the second thing is external validation, right? Do you have confidence in this side hustle that you're about to take over and make it into a business? Are you confident enough that you can take it to where it needs to go, right? Because you don't want to have a side hustle and you really not confident in the ability to be able to build it as a business, right? Because like I said, you taking it from being a side hustle to where now you might work on it a couple times a week and what have you, to now it's a business where you have to run it every day. So are you confident in your ability to be able to take it to where it needs to go? What are you dedicated? Are you going to be dedicated every day? Are you going to be motivated every day to take your business to where it needs to go? Because it's very important, because now you are growing a business rather than it's been a side hustle. It's a business where you want to now grow it, where you can make that X amount of money, because now you got to understand you got to grow your business so you can have capital, so you can continue to reinvest in your business. Now you taking it from just having from the eyes of people within your community or people within your city. Now you taking it and you putting it in front of the world. So your demand is going to be higher now, far as just a couple orders here and there. So you got to be very confident in your ability to be able to grow this. Now you got to be able to validate this within your own confidence. You got to validate this with your reassurance that you can do this. Before you jump into it, you want to make sure that you can do this, right? Because you don't want to take it from side hustle to a business, and then next thing you know, you out of business within a month. So because now you still have that same mindset of it being a side hustle rather than this is something that's real. This is something that's legit. This is something that I need to grow because this is a business, right? Because when you got a side hustle, you're not looking to grow a side hustle, because a side hustle is just extra money that you're making outside your job. It's not something that you're looking forward to support your bills. It's just a couple, money, little here and there money that you make, so you can be able to have somewhat of extra financial, so you can be able to get things that you need or some things that you want or what have you. So it's very important to make sure you have that validation within yourself that you can produce ideas. You can be able to produce concepts to be able to help scale your business. You will be able to innovate your business or what have you. And the third thing is your personal finance, which is a very important piece, right? Like I said, go back to what I just said. When you are now taking this from a business, from a side hustle to a business, now you got to have that financial piece together. Do you have enough money saved up to support this business that now used to be a side hustle? Now you turn it into a business. Where are you going to be able to get some financial backing, some investment, what have you? Because you got to understand, you do got to have capital to be able to grow your business, right? So you don't want to take it from a side hustle and you're really not ready for it. You're really not ready for it financially. You don't have any money saved up, because now you want to be able to have somewhat of money so you can be able to put towards your business idea that you have now. That was a side hustle, because now it's about scaling your business. Now you taking it. Now you got to create marketing campaigns. You got to run ads. You got to get your brand. You got to get your side hustle that's now a business. You got to get it out there to everybody now, because now you trying to grow it to something bigger rather than being a side hustle. Now you're trying to get it in front of people, and now you're trying to make X amount of money. and not just making money. You got now your demand of your product is going to be a lot higher now. So you're going to have that money to be able to get product that you need so you can be able to ship it out, so you can be able to make money. So it's very important that you understand that, right? Because you got to understand it may be something, I'll put it like this. It may be something within your group on, like, say for instance, Facebook. Your side hustle may be popular, people may know about it and what have you, but now you trying to take it and you trying to grow it in front of everybody else besides the people that's within your circle, people that know of you, of your product and what have you. So it's very important that you have your financials in place, because like I said, you don't want to get into something that you're not ready for, and next thing you know, you're going out of business because you don't have the financial to support it and what have you, right? Because understand, a side hustle is different than a business. It's two different things, two different mindsets. Like I said, side hustle, you might not even go into like, I'm just trying to make some extra money, right? I really don't know how long I want to do this. I'm going to do it from a time being just to be able to stack some extra ends up, because there's a lot of things that I want to do. So you have a different mindset versus you having running the business. Now, when you're running the business, you got to have a mindset of an entrepreneur, of a business owner. Now you got to make sure you running your business to the point where you can be able to scale your business, innovate your business, make money, profit off your business, right? You creating a business to be able to add value to people's life. So it's totally different mindsets that you have to have far as being a business owner versus just having a side hustle that you just work on a couple times a week, or you just sell a couple of your products a couple times a week versus a business. A business is open 24 hours. Depending on what you do, depending on your business hours and what have you. If you have a business that's online, it's always open. If you have a brick and mortar, what have you, you have days that is closed and what have you. Some brick and mortars is not open 7 days a week, some are, and what have you. So it's very important to make sure you have that financial piece together before you turn that into a side hustle. Before you move your side hustle into a business. So let's go over the first three things. So if you got a side hustle, right, guys, because you got to think, like I said before, you got to think about it. You already are somewhat of an entrepreneur. You got the mindset. You have the right mindset. I don't want to say you have the complete mind. You have the right mindset of an entrepreneur, right? But you just have a side hustle. So if you have a side hustle, it's a sustainable. If you see it as going to be a sustainable business that you can grow, you can scale, and what have you, then, and number two, the external validation. Do you are you validated within your confidence that you can grow this, that you can take it from a side hustle to a business and grow it? You have the discipline, the structure, the commitment, the motivation, and what have you. All this got to be validated within yourself. You got to, because understand, we all know ourselves better than anybody else. So you got to make sure that you're ready for it, right? Number three, your personal finances. Do you have your personal finances together? Do you have at least 6 months worth of emergency fund put up? Do you have some type of income coming in that's going to be able to support you turning this side hustle into a business? Because it's very important. That financial piece is very important, because I like to use this story because it's a great example. We all probably know the Damon John story when he started FUBU. He had to close down his brand 3 times. He had to close it down because he kept running out of capital. So that's a great learning point, right? Read his story so you can learn from it. You don't want to have to do that. Have to keep closing it down because you're running out of finance. So make sure you have your financial pieces together before you turn in your side hustle into a business and what have you. And number 4 is the interest level of your side hustle. Or are you really interested in turning it into a business? Or are you really interested in the side hustle that you're doing it? Or are you just doing it because it's making you extra money, but you're not looking to scale it. You don't know how long you might want to do this, or this is not something that you don't really love, you're not passionate about. It's just something that you are good at doing and you can make money off of it, but you're not passionate about doing it. Just say, for instance, you like cooking meals, right? You like cooking, but you're not really passionate about making it into a business. It's something that you do far as a side hustle to make extra money to help pay your bills or be able to finance some trips or get things that you want or need and what have you, right? But it's not something that you looking past making it into a business, because this is not something that you're very passionate about, right? So you want to make sure you think about the interest level of doing this, because a lot of times we get into side hustles because we heard, okay, this makes us a lot of money, that you can make some money off of doing this, but this is not something that we're passionate about. Because you got to understand, when you going in from a side hustle to a business, you want to make sure you dedicated to that. You want to make sure you passionate about doing that, right? You don't want to get into something because you're going to spend years on your business growing it and investing in it and what have you. So you don't want to get 2 years, 3 years down the line, right? And next thing you know, you're not really dedicated to doing this no more, because it was a side hustle. You really didn't look for it to last for a long time. You're just doing it for the time being. So you don't want to get to 2-3 years in the game of entrepreneurship and you like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. You know, this isn't, I'm not really passionate. The fire just went away from doing it and what have you. So you want to make sure your interest level of doing this and turning your side hustle into a business, you want to make sure everything is there. You want to make sure your passion is right for it. You want to make sure that you're confident in doing this, right? You want, the most important thing, you want to be able to see yourself doing this for the long term rather than the short term, what have you. So if you got a side hustle and you saying you just doing this for the short term, no, don't make this into a business then, because it's not even worth spending all that time, money, energy into something that you're looking forward to doing for a short term. That's not good at all. Yep. So the last thing is life. So, well, the thing about it is, when we talk about life, is this going to be something that is going to bring excitement to your life, right? The side hustle, when you turn into a business, because business when you grow in your business, can be stressful, right? It can be hard sometimes, right? It be sometimes where you feel like you just want to give up, you want to quit because you're not seeing the results that you really like, that you wanted to see right away, right? Is this going to be something, you got to understand, this got to be something that, it has a great balance, ratio of work versus life, your home life and what have you, right? It's got to be something, especially when you're doing this, right? It's got to be something that's not going to be just all time consuming, because I understand when you're growing a business, you're going to have to put time into it, but you got to find a balance. And sometimes, we say we got to find a balance, and really, it's not such thing of finding a balance. You just got to find, especially if you got a family, you got to find how you can implement people within your business where they can feel like they are part of it to help you. It's more like a psychological thing, right? Where now they feel part of it. So now it's kind of balance to the point where now they can, when they working on something that you had given them to work on far as your business, y'all both working at the same time. So when you done, they done. So it's more of a balance thing rather than you doing all the work and the person, the significant other, is not part of it, right? So it's all about, man, when it comes to taking this side hustle, is this going to be something that's going to be a time consuming thing when it comes to your life, because you already working a 9-to-5, right? You already, like I said, you already working 9-to-5 and you have a family and what have you, right? So your 9-to-5 is already taking enough of that time. Where can you fit this in as a business in your life where it's not going to be so much time consuming to the point where it might affect your relationship, may affect your life, right? Because like I said, when you starting a business, right? You want to be able to build your business, set yourself up in the right position for you can give yourself a better chance to succeed at um, making this business successful and what have you, right? You got to understand, man, we all have personal life, right? We have personal life that we had to attend to. So we got to make sure when we growing a business, it's not going to take away from that. Because trust me, man, we all go through it when we building a business. The business, especially if now it's easy for a person who's single, right? If you don't have anyone. Now, if you don't have anyone, you have all time in the day to work on your business. You know what I'm saying? After your 9 to 5, turning your side hustle to a business, you have all time of the day to grow your business. But if you're a person that's in a relationship, a marriage, or what have you, now you may not have that time because now you have other kids, you have a wife or a husband you have to tend to. You got to just find the right mixture of how you're going to be able to turn your side hustle into a business without it affecting your personal life and what have you. So you got to understand, man, this is 5 decisions, 5 things you can look at far as a person that have a successful side hustle, right? Now, if you don't have a successful side hustle, you're not really making no money off your side hustle, then this is not for you, right? This is only for the people that are doing good in their side hustle and they're making more money from their side hustle than their personal job, depending on how much you get paid and what have you, how much you work and how many hours and what have you, right? So these are some things to think about, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me go back over it one more time. Sustainable. If you have a side hustle and you're looking forward to whether you trying to decide when it's the right time to transfer this over to a business. For one, make sure it's a sustainable business. Make sure you have external validation that you are confident in doing this, that you can grow your business, scale your business, determination, self-discipline, what have you. Number 3, personal finances is all together. You have money saved up to support this business move that you're going to make, taking your side hustle to a business, what have you. And your interest, number 4, your interest level. Make sure it's something that you want to do for the long term, something that you're passionate about, rather than something that you're doing for the short term to make you just some cash at the moment, what have you. And number 5, important thing, it's the important thing other than personal finances, is life. You want to make sure it's not going to something that's going to further complicate your life or going to add friction to your life, especially if you are in a marriage relationship, you got kids and what have you. You want to make sure it's not going to be something that's going to take away more of your time from your loved ones and what have you. So it's very important, man, to think about that, especially if you have a side hustle. And there are some things to think about, right? And another thing I want to mention before I get out of here is now you got to understand, once you turn this, you take your side hustle and you take it over to being a business, you got to register your business with your state. You know what I'm saying? Register your business, get you an EIN number and what have you. It does, I don't know the cost of what it costs in every other state, but I know here in Indiana, I think it's costs, you can go on the government site, state site, what have you. And I think they charge like $99, $100, something like that. But you can get your LLC, right? Get you an EIN number. And one thing you got to understand, guys, it's no more of the Cash App, no more of Venmo, no more of them other apps that you use to have people pay for your product or what have you, because now your business is registered. Now you can go get you a bank account, a business bank account, where it's time for you to separate your personal finances from your business finances. So I know some of y'all had side hustles where y'all were putting your money from your side hustle into your personal account, your bank account, where you're with your personal funds, with the money that you make on your 9 to 5 and what have you. Is no longer doing this, because now you got to get yourself in the business mind frame of this is a business now. This is not a side hustle. So now I must do this, separate my funds from my personal, from my business. You want to keep both of them separated now, guys. That's very important. Get you a bank account. No more Cash App, no more nothing. And then thank y'all for tapping in with me on this Invest Brand Pod Show, episode number 21. Like I said before, you watching this playback on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drops. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, you listen to this on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And go to investbrand.com, investbrand.com, so you can get you see it back here, guys. You get your motivational hoodie, Invest Brand, meaning you are your own brand. So you should be investing in your own brand. You are your own brand. So that's what Invest Brand is, man. We investing in ourselves. It's very important. You see the hat too. So guys, there's a lot of things coming in store here in 2023 for Invest Brand. So that's why you need to go ahead and sign up, get on our email list so you can be notified when new product drop and what have you. Is very important. And also, man, check out the Invest Brand radio show every Wednesday. The first 2 episodes is on the Invest Brand channel, so make sure you go on there and you check out the Invest Brand radio show, guys. Man, other than that, man, thank y'all for support, and I'll catch y'all next time. Yup.